Hello, my friends. COVID thing is it's getting a little. I hope it doesn't get much worse than this. I think it is going to, but I just came from Whole Foods, and there's literally a line up to get in. They're letting in. They're only letting in people as other people leave, which is smart. And tip of the hat to Whole Foods. I know they're expensive, but they had a sign up saying that an hour before opening, they're going to be letting people above 60 in only to shop, so that they can get their basics before it's all sold out. So good for them. One of the other concerns I have is, where am I going to do laundry? Because if they shut down the laundromat, I might have to just get some water and use my bucket and wash it by hand, I guess. COVID-19. And so I'm just drying some underwear. I washed about 4 pairs of underwear today. And that's the one thing I need to have clean. I mean, I just can't deal with it. I can wear a pair of socks for a few days, or a shirt. Oh, now I'm making it all messed up. I should have just left it the way it was. Or a shirt, you can wear a shirt for more than 1 or 2 days. I mean, it gets kind of gross, turn inside out, whatever. But I just got it clipped here in front of this heater. I need to put that on before I go to sleep, for reasons I will not go into further. Let your imagination run wild. So these are the kinds of things, like for people that live in their van full time, the shower thing is going to be already, I think I mentioned in my last video, a lot of the places are closing, like pools and libraries and rec centers, where a lot of us get our showers. So obviously not the library, but swimming pools and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be tough to get a shower. Might just have to use a washcloth and a bucket as well. That bucket's gonna get a lot of use these days. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on, and I'm worried about, I guess I'm kind of a worrywart, and I'm worried at how much bad this is going to be. I watched this documentary, which I will link below, what's happening in China. And of course, it's a completely different form of government there. And they are really locking people down. I mean, there's checkpoints. Actually, one building, apparently, maybe not one building, but one neighborhood, they actually welded the doors shut to the apartment complex. I don't know how I guess they're just gonna drop the food on the roof or something. I don't get it. But what if someone gets sick? How are they gonna get out? Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, they can unweld it, but what if there's an emergency? It's totally. I'm just glad I don't live there. Anyway, it's like the amount of stuff they have to put up with is way worse than here. Now, in a sense, they can keep a better tab on someone, but you're giving up so much freedom. I'd rather get sick than have to deal with that level of scrutiny. Terrible. So yeah, it's, even in Italy, it's really bad. And everybody's locked down. The only thing that's open is the grocery store and the pharmacy. Yet still, I just read in the news today, 473 people are dying a day. So if it's locked down and there's still that many people dying, it's like, oh my God, man, what are you gonna... This is getting crazy. The good thing about Canada, I'm in a city, so it's a bit different, but our population is pretty sparse, considering the amount of land there is. So, if I didn't have my kids, I could just go up north, load up my van with food, and get out of here. But the problem is, I got my kids, and I am not leaving them. No matter what happens, I will never do that. Kids are my number one priority, absolutely. So what we got going on here is my propane tank box. What I found is that it's a little bit too long. and it's like cutting off this section, and as a result, it's like probably an inch away from the wall in the back, so there's a big gap back here. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting out this corner, and then I'm going to be able to hopefully fit it over the wheel well a little bit more snugly. Of course, I'm still going to have to seal the inside of this thing because I don't want any air escaping when I get to that point. I did use this piece of 3/4 inch pine. You may recognize this as my old table or countertop. And the reason is because when this is up like this, my couch is going to be like that wide. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue and screw a couple pieces of oak on here so that it's like a strong place for the one of the supports for the bed. All right, here we go. Perfect fit. This is I moved my one of the things I did. Oh yeah, by the way, welcome to my new wall. This is 1/4 inch birch that's come pre-polyurethaned. It's the same stuff I'm using right here. So this is 1/2 inch, and all that business over there, the counter and all that. Same stuff, except that this is 1/4 inch, so it's really light. It's pretty easy to put up. So in here you can see the box. This is just in the beginning, so I still gotta drill the hole into the bottom so I can put the airflow outside, so that when if the propane tank ever leaked, which is highly unlikely, it would go under the van. And I still gotta put the foam strip around the edges. I'm not really that worried about it though, to be honest, because in my experience the tanks are pretty good. The thing to be worried about the most is the hose itself, because that's the piece that's made out of rubber. So as you can see, it now fits perfectly, and love it. Exactly what I was hoped was happen. All right, she's all put into place. You may be wondering why I made this box so tall, because the tank is like 18 inches high, and I got like I don't know what foot of space above it. That's because my wall is made of 1/4 inch plywood, and I want to be able to secure my heater on the wall. So I thought I'll just make the box higher on one side so that I can have something to screw the heater into. And I thought, well, that will give me more space inside to store stuff. Like I could put my water hose there or something big and bulky that takes a lot of space. So use vertical space. Anyway, you can see that section's all sealed now, and it's bolted to the floor. Not moving. I do need to get an elbow joint for this. Actually, not just an elbow joint, I actually have one, but the problem is I need a swivel so that it'll swivel and not put so much strain on this hose, because I don't like that. And in the summer, when I don't use a heater, I want to be able to push this flush. But right now, I don't mind if it's like this. As you can see here, I got the beginning of my couch. The glue's kind of squeezed out a little bit here. But it's going to be a little bit challenging because this wheel well is right in the way of where I need to put the supports. So it's not going to be a very deep bench, maybe 14 inches, 15 inches. So I'm hoping that I can stick another support down there, and that area will be enough. There'll be enough support for sitting on it. So find out if you sit on the couch and it breaks. Anyway, I don't want to be all doom and gloom, and you know, there's always a positive spin on things, and right now it's a beautiful sunny day, and summer is approaching, which is nice for us in the Pacific Northwest where we get so much cloud and rain. To have a sunny day is a real something I'm grateful for. So I hope you guys all take care of yourselves, wash your hands like crazy. All right, guys, have a good night. Be well, my friends.